Really, one of the tenets of Morden is to do more with less in every single aspect. So my name is Rob Chandler. I am the CEO and founder of Morden. Content creation is one of the key things that CMOs and marketing organizations really do rely on a lot now. The challenge with content creation is it historically has been really expensive and time consuming to make. So the more content you're trying to create, the more work that you're going to need to put into scripts, editing and post-production. And that's the biggest challenge most CMOs have, is the volume of content that they can get for the budget that they have in the time they need it to be delivered in. When I was a director of marketing at a few technology organisations, I think one of the biggest challenges for content creation was the cost. Production, pre-production and post-production tend to take time and therefore money. One of the reasons why I started Morden is because I was exposed to a type of technology that enables content producers to vastly increase the volume of content while using this disruptive technology to be able to make more authentic or more engaging or more entertaining than the alternative, which was the traditional film approach. And if you're used to spending $30,000, $60,000, $100,000 on a relatively short piece of content, it's just not feasible to be able to use that kind of approach. So you need to find an approach that really mimics the social media influencers approach of content production, which is run and gun. They have an idea, they create a storyboard, they shoot it, and they spend a few hours, if that, editing it before they publish it. So traditionally in the corporate world, if you were to commission a video, it could be anything between 6 and 12 weeks. What we've been able to do using some disruptive technology at Morden is to be able to shoot vast amounts of content in a single day. Things that would just not be feasible even a few months ago, let alone a year ago. So for companies and organizations like Caxton, they are a foreign exchange cash card. Salesforce, who's a CRM provider, as well as Coty, who is a beauty products company. We've been able to produce for them a lot of content based on using CGI backgrounds in real time. This means that we can produce anything up to and over 20 videos a day, short, but the perfect type of video that is relevant for social media platforms. With virtual production, because it's so efficient and you're shooting it within a controlled environment, your crew can be considerably less. And actually at Morden we can quite easily shoot with 3 or 4 crew, which cover absolutely everything from DOP, directing, VP, technician, audio, because you're in such a controlled environment. And once all of the CGI has been tested, it's an incredibly efficient way of being able to change sets as well. And this really helps organizations that don't have 6, 7-figure marketing budgets, or certainly even creative and content budgets. So the disruptive approach we take at Morden really is to be able to view a project and try to develop a creative approach that allows you to create a vast volume of content. When budgets effectively get cut in marketing, you will produce less content. Now you're in a competitive environment. There's one way to have a competitive advantage, and that's to create more content and more engaging content than your competitors. Investment in marketing, ironically, is the key thing to be able to do in a downturn, because it does give you such a big advantage. Now that doesn't mean that it has to be an investment just financially, but it can be just an investment in approach. So finding an innovative technology, and then being able to invest in that to foster it, so when the downturn turns into an upturn, which it will inevitably do, companies tend to be on the front foot who have invested or have used innovative technology throughout that downturn, because it will hit the bottom line. If you take the pedal off the gas in a downturn, you are going to struggle as a business. Morden is not in a traditional studio. We have taken over an office floor, so it's a traditional 3-meter high ceiling. It is like any other office space that you will find in London. The space is probably around 20 meters by 20 meters for the studio as well. It is a great example of actually what you can do with less.